Oof. Obviously, every African country is different. You know, how you do business in South Africa as a country that's maybe straddling the first world and the third world is completely different to how you're going to do business in Rwanda, for instance, which is going to be more of the third world. You've then got somewhere like Kenya, which is on the cutting edge of so many technologies with mobile telecommunications and things. So the first advice is to know what you're looking for, know what your expectations are, have trusted contacts, because you can get screwed over in any industry anywhere in the world. It's not just an Africa thing. But if there's some sort of language barriers, if there's some sort of protocol barriers that you're not aware of going into a country or wanting to do trade with a country, you want to get those cleaned up. You want to have as easy entrance as you can. So work with people that you trust, work with people who know your industry and know your trade. You know, I get a lot of people coming to me going, hey, somebody's got, 25 kilos of the gold in the DRC that they want to get out. And my first thought was, firstly, that's highly illegal, unless you're licensed as such. Secondly, what do you know about gold? Oh, nothing. Somebody just approached me and it's a way to make some money. No, it's a way to lose the shirt off your back and get thrown in jail. So make sure you know what the legal ramifications are of the industries that you're in. Make sure that your nose is clean every step of the way and that you have ticked all your boxes and dotted your I's and crossed your T's. But just make sure each country is different. Make sure you completely understand what the expectations and work sets and mindset is of that country that you're hoping to do business with. So there's the great thing about the jewelry industry and the manufacturing industry is that pretty much everything's on Instagram and social media at the moment. So you can see a lot of trends that are happening with regards to jewelry designs and gemstones. You can almost track those in advance based on what you're seeing on Pinterest and based on what you're seeing on Instagram. Manufacturing is certainly making steps in a more technological direction with regards to 3D printing. So there's now 3D printing of titanium that can be done. So you could 3D print gold or platinum before, but now you can 3D print titanium, which gives you all sorts of phenomenal combinations of stuff you can do. I stay very much in tune with what the GIA is publishing. So the GIA is the Gemological Institute of America, and they are at the cutting edge of science as far as gemstones and science goes. So if you're looking for what the newest research is on diamonds as to how old diamonds are, or what makes them blue, or what makes them pink or yellow, or where the best sapphires are from and why the best sapphires are from there, scientific sites like the GIA are highly recommended. So that for me is cool because it kind of combines my science background with applying it to the engagement ring, the market, for wedding rings and stuff at the moment as well, and consumer education, obviously. The fourth industrial revolution is interesting because we've pretty much I personally feel like I've been technology enabled from day dot. I matriculated, I finished high school in 1993 where computers weren't part of the curriculum. We had no computers at school. My parents certainly couldn't afford a computer at home. But as soon as I got to university, I remember literally in my second year, so that was 1995, the internet was starting to burgeon. And it was obviously growing in the academic fields because the academics were seeing the use for it for connecting with other academics around the world. So very early on at UCT, I got onto the internet and realized the power of the internet because I was chatting to people around the world. And it was mostly at that stage about chatting about coming out and Ellen DeGeneres and things like that. But I realized how easy it was to communicate and share ideas and build relationships with people around the world. So literally from 1995, 1996, I'm going to say my life has been on the internet. And when we started Casanova, I knew that my mentor that introduced me to the diamond industry, he said, you don't need a store, you need an email address and a cell phone. If you have an email address and a cell phone, you can run a business. And I thought this was remarkable, that the 60-year-old guy was telling me as a 29, 30-year-old that you didn't need an office, you didn't need a store, and that was going to be the way forward. And he was entirely right. So when we officially launched Casanova, I've always worked from a small office. Sometimes it's been a small rented office, sometimes it's been from home, but it's always been online. Our online presence was there from the start. And I think that certainly helped us in 2020 because a lot of the traditional jewelers and a lot of the retail jewelers, they were used to foot traffic in malls. They were used to people walking in, picking up a ring and leaving. And their online presence was there, but it wasn't equipped for the new generation of younger sellers. And I'm not bragging. I do think we got a bit of an advantage in that respect, in that we were always mostly online as far as Casanova went. I do believe in kind of the whole balanced package. And I know we'll go through swings and roundabouts in life of having work-life balance and do you even have work-life balance? But success should never, a lot of people see success just as financial. And they have the house and they have the car, but their personal life is a mess or their health is a mess. I do believe it's more of a rounded package. So I see myself as having achieved some level of success, but there's still a lot more to be done. There's a lot more people to help. I could certainly be in better shape physically. I could certainly be in better shape financially. There's always stuff to work on. But I think if you measure success purely materialistically, you're constantly going to be chasing that money and it's going to be a challenge. Whereas look for being happy in the major areas of your life, whether it's, combine the spirituality with the health, with the relationships, with the business, with the giving side. That to me is success, is having a rounded balance in most of the facets of your life. So where do we see the vision for Casanova? That's a very good question. And I'm not sure I have the perfect answer. In fact, I'm not sure I have any answer. I do love what I do. I don't ever want to be in a retail jewelry store environment, and I don't ever want to lose the personal touch of how we do things at the moment. But with scaling, if we want to help more people, we're going to have to find a way to scale up. To a certain extent, I am the brand, so I've got the knowledge, I've got the expertise. People like me and trust me for whatever reason. So I do find it difficult to put a concrete vision in as to where we can go. What I have finally figured out is some international shipping. So previously we've had inquiries from clients going, hey, I'm in the States or I'm in Ireland or I'm in Australia, can you ship to us? And the answer's been no, because valuable cargo being shipped internationally from South Africa is a thing. But I have discovered some ways of doing it, which means that we can now look at definitely increasing our global footprint, so to say. So still keeping things proudly South African, everything sourced and manufactured in South Africa, but now getting that to more of a global market, which is exciting. So that's kind of the next step in the vision, I think, is servicing more international clients than I've done before. Possibly not. I wouldn't necessarily say it's exciting and gripping and adventurous. Middle age is real. Let's just put that out there. But I completely enjoy the freedom I have. And that was why I started my entrepreneurship journey. If I look back to the first mentor who introduced me to diamonds and jewelry was a gentleman called Alan Blom. He's the guy that said you just need a cell phone and an email address. And I saw him working from home. It wasn't where he worked all the time, but he spent a fair amount of time at home, and I went, I want that. I'm currently sitting in a traffic jam working Monday to Friday at an office in Southdale or Germiston that I hate. I want that freedom. So I really do enjoy my life. I enjoy the fact that I can go off for lunch during the week and, catch up with work later, as long as the work gets done. So I feel very fortunate. I feel very lucky. We've just purchased our first house together, which is fantastic. And certainly 2 years ago, no, I wouldn't have seen that. So the answer is probably no. I feel, very lucky to be where I am right now. Cape Town. Not that I've lived outside of South Africa. Certainly Scunthorpe isn't an answer in the UK, but Cape Town. In the contest between Cape Town and Johannesburg, I love Johannesburg. I really, really do love Johannesburg. It has so many redeeming features that people overlook, but I do like Cape Town. There's something about Cape Town. Develop your confidence, get your confidence intact, get your speaking skills intact, get your business and sales skills intact, and learn the power of focus. That's certainly something that I've learned over the past 2 years. If I look at how many higgledy-piggledy business ideas and stuff I was throwing around for a long time. So pick what you're passionate about, develop those skills, become an expert. become an expert in your field. And I think if I'd focused on becoming an expert earlier, but also believing what other people were saying about me. A long time ago, people were saying that, you know, I can do this, I've got the clout, I've got the influence, people will listen to me. And I'm like, nah, you know. So I think if I'd believed that earlier, I could be a lot further down the line. What do I want to say to the younger generation? Get up off your asses and do the work. Stop waiting for handouts. Stop waiting for God to save you. Stop waiting for the government to save you. Stop playing the pity party of woe is me. There is business out there. You've got to go and get it. Service is key. If somebody is offering you business by asking for a quote, the least you can do is get back to them and give them what they're looking for. You cannot complain about the economy being bad or business being bad or there being no business out there if people are offering to purchase your products and services and you're not getting back to them. So service is key. The first thing you do to differentiate yourself is service. And yeah, get out there and make it happen. Nobody's gonna do it for you. And the sooner you figure that out, the better for not just yourself, but for the entire country and the entire world.